Welcome to your full body vinyasa class. Hi friends, I am Katie Arnold and welcome back to the mat. Welcome back to your practice. If this is your first class here, welcome. I am so grateful to have you here. And if you have taken my classes before and you are returning, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back, for supporting this channel, supporting yoga. You don't need any props for our practice today, so go ahead, roll out your yoga mat if it's not already, and meet me in a child's pose. All right, so we're getting started in a child's pose. You're gonna bring your big toes towards one another, take your knees about as wide as your yoga mat, and then just fold forward. Your hands are gonna come down onto the mat. Your forehead may be able to rest all the way down. And let yourself soften in. Connect with your breath. Building our Ujjayi breath, so the nose to nose breathing. Feeling that slight constriction at the back of the throat. So we sound like ocean waves. And knowing that we will bring some movement into our practice, but taking this moment in child's pose, taking this moment in stillness, as an opportunity to let go of anything that happened prior, letting go of anything that's coming next, and just letting yourself be in this moment with yourself, this moment on your mat for yourself. And inhale, walk your fingertips forward a little bit more. And then exhale, walk your hands over towards the right side of your mat. Maybe you stack that left hand on top of the right. Nice side body stretch. Let the left hip pull down towards the heel. And inhale, walking it back through center. And exhale, taking it over towards the left. Maybe you stack the right hand on top of the left. Breathing into that entire right side body. Now bringing your hands back through center. And then taking that right hand and just sliding the right arm underneath the left. Coming into a thread the needle variation. We often come to thread the needle from a tabletop position. And so just getting it to it from a different way, maybe taking a moment to notice if it feels any different. Maybe noticing any judgment over coming to this posture from a different way. And then inhale, coming back through to neutral. And then sliding that left arm underneath the right. So taking our thread the needle on the other side. And just checking in. Inhale, bringing it back through center and pressing yourself up to a neutral tabletop position. So your wrists are going to come underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And then inhale, dropping your belly, lifting your gaze, coming through cow pose. Exhale, belly button to spine, shin to chest for cat. Inhale through cow, heart shines forward, gaze pulls forward. Exhale through cat, spine rounds, pulling up towards the ceiling. Inhale through cow, belly drops. Exhale through cat, spine rounds. take 2 more rounds with your breath. Moving at the pace of your breath, syncing your breath with your movement. Knowing it's okay if it's a little bit different than mine. Inhale back to that neutral tabletop position, curling your toes under. Let your hips go back, downward facing dog. And maybe you walk out this first down dog, pedaling out the heels, bending one knee and bending the other. Inviting some movement, waking up the hamstrings, inviting the backs of the legs into the practice. Start to find some stillness. Take a full round of breath. And inhale, coming up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, and just walk to the top of your mat. Once you arrive, feet or hips width distance. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Root down through your feet. Inhale, stand all the way up, sweeping the arms up and overhead. And exhale, let your hands pull down through heart center. Bringing your big toes towards one another. Little space between your heels. Inhale, bend your knees, sink your seat, settle into a chair pose. Pull that core in towards the spine. Big breath in. Big breath out. Feel those active thighs hugging towards one another. Big inhale breath. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale up, halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips down. Step the left toes to the back of our space and drop that left knee down. That right foot is forward, right knee tracking over that right ankle. And inhale, reach those arms up. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more big inhale. Exhale, plant your hands to the mat, curl the left toes under, step it back, high plank pose. Take an inhale breath. Drop your knees down and lower all the way down to the belly. Elbows in close to the side of the body. Inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, baby cobra. Exhale, lower all the way back down. Inhale up, baby cobra. Exhale and lower. One more time, inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale up through tabletop, or maybe you push all the way up into a high plank. And then exhale, let the hips go back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, coming up onto your tiptoes. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward and step, or maybe you take a gentle hop to the top of your space. Inhale up, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Root down through those feet. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, let your hands come down through heart center. Big toes touch. Inhale, chair pose. Sink that seat down. Sweep those arms up. Bringing the biceps by your ears. Letting the fingertips reach to about that place where the wall meets the ceiling. Big breath in. Exhale and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step those right toes back. Soften that right knee down. When you're ready, inhale, reach up, low lunge. Pulling that core in. Squaring up those hips. So think about a gentle pull of that right hip forward, that left hip back. Big breath in. Exhale, plant your hands down. Step it back, high plank pose. And I'm going to walk you through a chaturanga. So you can stay with straight legs. You can drop down onto your knees. And inhale, take a gentle shift forward. Shoulders are coming past the wrist creases. Exhale, lower halfway down. Elbows in close to the side of the body. This is our chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Heart shines forward. Thighs lift up off the mat. Pull those shoulders out of the ears. Exhale, roll over the toes, let the hips go back, down dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Continuing to check in with that breath. And knowing if at any point in our practice that chaturanga to up dog to down dog flow doesn't feel good in your body, you have opportunities to change that up. You have modifications. So you can take that chaturanga from your knees at any point. You can also take that high plank and lower all the way down to your belly, taking that baby cobra like we did during our warm-up. Or you can always just drop down to your knees, take a round of cat-cow, or skip all of that entirely and just meet us in downward facing dog, knowing that we will all land back there together. Inhale, coming up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, travel to the top of your space. Inhale up, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Big toes towards one another. Inhale, sink that seat right into that chair pose. So just getting to our chair pose, also called lightning bolt, from a different way, slightly different avenue. Big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips down. Step the left toes back. Right foot is forward, but this time that knee is gonna stay lifted. And then inhale, sweep those arms up, coming into our crescent. So this is our high lunge position. My back heel is up off of the mat. Hips are square with the front of the space. Pulling that right hip back slightly, that left hip forward slightly, helping to square those hips. So it's almost like we have lightning or high beams coming out of our hip points. It's kind of a weird visual, but it also works. Take a breath in. Exhale, settle in. One more big inhale breath. Exhale, spin that back heel down, open up, warrior two. So we're lunging into that right knee still, but now our hips are open towards the long edge of our mat. Arms are at a T and gazing over that front middle finger. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more full round of breath. Flipping that front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reaching up and back. And exhale, windmill those hands all the way to the mat, low lunge. Take a breath in. Exhale, step it back, high plank. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog, or maybe you take that cobra. Exhale, back downward facing dog, where we all meet. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, travel to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, chair pose, sink that seat down. Lift that chest, settle in. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips down, right toes go back. Inhale, sweep those arms up, crescent lunge. And while there is balance that's happening here, if you feel like you're on a tightrope, heel toe that left foot a little bit more to the left side of your space. Arms are reaching up out of, or up towards the sky. There's energy up through those fingertips. But being mindful not to let the shoulders come up in the ears. So if you find them up here, drop them gently. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, spin that back heel down. Open up, warrior two. Now we could draw a line from the heel of that left foot to the inside of that right arch. And if you notice that left knee caving inward, think about gently pressing it open towards the pinky of that left foot. Flip that front palm. Inhale, reverse, reaching up and back. Exhale, windmill those hands all the way to the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, step it back, high plank. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Full round of breath. We're going to take that flow one more time through, moving at the pace of our breath. So that doesn't mean that we're necessarily moving quickly, but it means we are taking one movement to one breath. Inhale, coming up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, travel to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, chair pose, sink that seat down, sweep those arms up. Settle for the breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step the left toes back of your space. Inhale, reach up for crescent. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Flip that front palm. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, windmill those hands to the mat. Step it right back to that high plank. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Full round of breath. Inhale onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, chair pose. Stay for the breath out. Big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, right toes go back. Inhale, up for crescent. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, windmill those hands to the mat, high plank. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, halfway or all the way. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big inhale breath. Big exhale breath. One more inhale. Exhale, walk those hands to the back of your space, forward fold back of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale as your hands come down through heart center, pause. Feel grounded and rooted on your mat. Feeling balanced with both feet down. As you're ready, start to shift your weight over into your right foot. That left foot is going to come somewhere on the inside of that right leg. Maybe down at your ankle like a little kickstand. Maybe on the inside of the calf. Maybe it comes all the way up on the inside of the thigh. And breathe here. Letting it be okay if you're wobbly. Knowing if at any point you fall out, you can just come right back and meet us. Balance changes in our bodies every single day, so letting go of any judgment on how you think this is supposed to play out today. Knowing that we all fall out. Bringing that left foot back to the mat. Taking a round of breath with both feet planted, feeling balanced on both feet again. And as you're ready, shifting your weight over into the left foot. Right foot is going to come on the inside of the left leg, at the ankle, the calf, or the inside of the thigh. Whatever feels most accessible for you today. Just avoiding putting any pressure on the knee. So the foot's not going to go on the knee. Trying to open that right knee out towards the right side of our space. Core is engaged. And I really like to think about pressing that standing leg back into the foot just as much as my foot presses into my standing leg. For me, that helps kind of fire on or activate some muscles that maybe we're trying to not be a part of this program right now. Take one more full round of breath. Letting that right foot come back to the mat. Inhale, sweep those arms out nice and high. Exhale, hinge at your hips, fold all the way back down. Inhale, up halfway lift. Exhale, walk it out to a high plank pose. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, pull that low belly in, hips go back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Exhale, walk your feet to the top of your space and take a seat. Planting those heels down in front of you, toes up towards the ceiling. Flex the toes back towards your face. And start to lean back slightly till you feel the core fire on. Hands at heart center, big breath in. Exhale, twist it over towards the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist it left. Moving slowly, inhaling through center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Two more times each side. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, lower all the way down to your back. Let your knees come into your chest. Gently rock side to side. Maybe you take a moment to just be surprised that when we move a little bit slower with core work sometimes, we're really forced to fire on the core, to feel it, to not just go through the motions, but to actually activate the core. Planting your feet down on the mat, knees up towards the ceiling. Feet or hips with distance. Take those arms long by your side, and you want to be able to tickle the ankles with your fingertips. Tuck that tailbone. Inhale, lifting the hips up and off of the mat. Pressing into the feet, pressing into the hands. So glutes are engaged, but think about lifting up more through the hip points, more through the pressing down into the feet, pressing into the hands and finding a little bit more lift. And then don't stop breathing. Two more breaths. One more inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering all the way back down to the mat. Once the hips hit, gently windshield wiper those knees side to side. Massaging out that low back. And bringing the knees into the chest. And start to take a few rock and rolls up and down along the length of your spine. I'm going to provide an opportunity for you to play a little bit. So maybe on your next rock up, you plant your feet and just land in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Maybe it doesn't happen today, and that's okay too. But letting yoga be fun sometimes, finding opportunities to play within the poses, to play as we transition.
And then just plant your hands and step it back, downward facing dog. If you wanted one more vinyasa flow, it's a beautiful time to take it. But we are now going to slow our practice back down. Inhale, sending that right leg high behind you. Exhale, bring that right knee behind that right wrist. The right ankle behind the left wrist. Extending that left leg long. Squaring up those hips. And you can stay up on tall arms in this half pigeon pose. Or if it's accessible to you, you can come down to your forearms. Or you can hang up here like me. I'm going to stay here for about 2 or 3 breaths and then I'll lower to my forearms. So do what feels best for your body with where you're at today. And breathing into the space that we're creating. Knowing that half pigeon isn't always the most comfortable. And while it's okay for it to not be the most comfortable or to be a little challenging, I don't want you to be in any pain. So if you have any pain, especially in that right knee, then I want you to roll onto your back and take a figure 4 instead. If you did come down onto those forearms, first come back to your tall arms, curling the left toes under and make your way back to your downward facing dog. Taking any movements between sides that might feel good. For some, that could be a 3-legged dog. For some, that could be just walking out your downward facing dog. And then taking it to the other side, inhaling that left leg high. Exhale, bringing that left knee behind the left wrist. Left ankle behind the right wrist. And once again, maybe you lower right to those forearms, or maybe you take a breath or 2. Maybe you stay in tall arms, whatever works for you here. And knowing that the more parallel that left shin is with the top of your mat, the deeper into the hips you'll go. The closer that you keep this heel in towards the body, the less intense the stretch will be. So knowing that we have these avenues and we have ways to kind of adjust the posture to meet ourselves where we're at today, to meet our bodies where they're at today, and to help find that edge we so often talk about in yoga. And first coming back into those tall arms and making your way to downward facing dog. Once again, taking any movements you need here. It's our final downward facing dog of class. So if there's anything else that you need out of this down dog, it's a great time to take it. And as you're ready, just walking your feet up towards your hands, coming all the way down onto a seat on your mat. Extending both legs out long, flexing the toes back towards your face. Sitting up nice and tall, inhale, reach those arms out nice and high. And exhale, folding forward. Think about bringing your chest to your toes and then rounding down. Just grabbing onto whatever is available. It could be your calves, your ankles, maybe it's the bottoms of your feet. Inhale, sitting back up nice and tall, planting both feet, and we'll lower all the way down onto our backs. Once we get there, bringing the knees into your chest. Take a breath in, and exhale, drop your knees over towards your right, gazing over that left shoulder. Maybe taking those arms out to a T. Just a nice gentle supine twist. Inhale, letting your knees come back through center. And exhale, dropping them over towards the left. Letting that right arm come out of the shoulder and gazing over that right shoulder. Inhaling back through center. And then just exhale to extend the legs out long on your mat. Allowing your arms to rest down beside you. Coming into our Shavasana, the final resting posture. This moment to integrate all the components of our practice. To find stillness, silence, and peace. Take a big breath into the nose. Sigh out of an open mouth. Wiggle fingers and toes. Roll around the wrists and the ankles. As you're ready, rolling on to your right side, coming into a fetal position. One more opportunity to feel fully supported. And pressing yourself up to an easy seat. Letting those sit bones be heavy. Let the crown of your head pull up towards the ceiling above you. Inhale, sweep those arms out nice and wide, palms meeting overhead. Exhale, let your hands come down through heart center. Thank you so much for joining me, letting me guide you through this practice. I am so grateful that you're here. Om Shanti. Peace. Thank you so much for being here, friends. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, I would be so grateful if you took a moment to subscribe, if you left a comment, if you liked this video, knowing that that helps more people find free yoga like this. And if you are interested in really creating a sustainable mindful movement practice, I have my free mindful movement class calendar, and I will leave a link in the description below. And it is a month-long class calendar that helps guide you through how you feel each day,
so you can tune into where your body is at on any given day and choose the movement practice that best supports where you're at on that day. So the link for that is in the description, and thank you all so much for being here. I'll see you back on your mat for your next practice.